Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lord Skunk here. Hey, I decided to do a top 10 character just so everybody has an idea. Some people may not follow the forums as much or check some of these fan sites out. We're going to be basing this off the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Cantina, which is swgohcantina.com. Awesome site. I'm in the lineup group with the people who run this. Awesome group of people, very helpful, very knowledgeable. And also on this site, it's going to give you a list of all the different characters. Plus, players, just like you and me, can go on and rate these characters as well. They're going to base these stats off four different things, okay? Well, three different things to give you your overall. Okay, so you got four different things to look at. Number one is going to be PvP. Number two is going to be Galactic Wars. And then number three is going to be availability. That's going to give you your fourth rating, which is the overall rating of the character. So if we're going to look at the top 10 characters rated right now in the current meta, which today is February 21st. So we're going to take a look at these. Number 10 character is going to be Rey. Okay, so for Rey, let's find Rey on here. Okay, I don't have Rey 7-star, and I do not have Rey leveled up as high as I possibly can right now. But let's talk about her. She is a ranked or a level. I'm sorry, she's in the top 10. She's number 10 for the top 10 that we're going to go over on characters today. To get Rey, it's a little more difficult than some of the other characters to get. She's definitely going to be a character you're going to want to farm unless you get super lucky and you open up a ton of packs. Now, I will tell you this. I have opened up a ton of packs. So I only have Rey at 4-star. Oh, actually, technically, she could be 5-star. I could promote her. I just haven't done so yet. I haven't personally done a ton with Rey. When I see her in arenas, and I'm currently rank 1 and have been, I just take her out first. But if you don't, she is very dangerous. So let's talk about who she is, what she can do, how you can get her. And just some basic strategies about Rey. Now, as we know, Rey comes from the new movie Force Awakens. She's the main character. She's kind of like the Luke in the new movie. Cool character as far as the movie and the universe is concerned. I liked Rey. I didn't think I'd like her at first, but after watching the movie a couple times, I have grown to like the character, the actress, as well as the character. So Rey is light side. Her class is going to be attacker, resistance, and human. So that's her classification. So I guess if you were building a resistance team and you wanted to put Rey in there, that would make sense. I don't know a ton of resistance teams, or haven't seen a ton of resistance teams myself. Description: she's a risky attacker that has high damage and evasion, but is vulnerable to debuffs. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Some of her synergies are going to be attacker, foresight, light, multi-attack, offense, offense up, and resistance. So how to acquire Rey? Well, you can get her from the data cards. So if you buy the Chromium packs, you have an option to get her. And for the most part, that's where I got Rey. I did get a 4-star Rey out of the Chromium packs, and then I got a few extra shards as well from those, as well as just doing her battle, which is going to be Light Side 2A, Dark Side 5D, and Dark Side 7B, which I do not have 7B opened up yet. I am only level 54. Been playing for a few weeks now. But I do have every character opened up. So when we go through the characters, we'll be able to at least look at them and see. And some of them I have played or do play. The general consensus review based off the Cantina. We're going to go over those in just a few minutes. But let's talk about her powers, her abilities. So her basic ability, this is at level 7. Shifting Strike is going to deal physical damage. Let's click on that. So this is what it is, the base one, because I don't think I haven't put anything in it. So this is you can see what the base is. But at level 7, it's going to deal physical damage to target enemy with a 40% chance to gain foresight for 2 turns. So not bad. I mean, if it procs and gives you foresight, nothing wrong with that. Her number 2 ability, which is leverage. At level 7, it maxed out. It's going to be deal physical damage to target enemy. In addition, Rey gains foresight for 2 turns if she doesn't have any positive status effects, and offense up for 3 turns if she does. So if you used number 1, so if you used your first ability, Shifting Strike, it's going to give you a 40% chance to gain foresight. Okay, so if you don't get it and you use your second ability the next turn, you'll be able to gain foresight if you didn't get it the first time. Now, if you do have it the first time, you'll have a positive effect on you, so you would gain offense up for 3 turns. So not a bad deal with Rey. Now her third option, which makes her, I think, the most dangerous, is going to be Flurry of Blows. So at level 7, now you're going to see here what it is base, but I'm going to read you to what level 7 is. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice with a 55% chance to deal damage a third time. If Rey has any positive status effects, which she should by this point, she will deal damage 1 additional time. Hits after the first deal reduced damage. So if you can keep Rey alive, which is not easy, we'll talk about in a minute, but if you can keep her alive and you can get some buffs on her and use this Flurry of Blows, you can, I mean, you'll pretty much take somebody out. They'll be done. Let's talk about Rey's unique ability, Focus Strikes. You can see what it is base, and then I'll read you to what level 6 would be, which is the highest you can trade it to currently. Rey has plus 23% offense as long as she doesn't have any negative status effects. So characters like Sid, who can put a healing immunity debuff, you know, any character that can put any type of debuff on her is going to significantly limit her, and it's going to take away her offense. So you can see with no trains into Focus Strikes, she has 19%. She could take that all the way up to 23% at the max level. So she's got a pretty good kit. I think the having the negative buff status effects really does hinder that, though. I mean, it'll negate that for most teams. Will put some type of debuff on Rey. If they wouldn't normally do that, they'll definitely do it because of that, because of her unique ability. So for her, I mean, I play against her. I really don't have too much trouble as long as I take her out. If she does get a turn, she can significantly hurt, especially if she's hitting a non-tanky character, somebody with low HP. She can destroy them fairly quickly. So looking at some of the comments here, located on the Cantina for Rey, she ISOPON, I'm not sure how you say that, but he said, she could be a really strong character if you know how to use her. Fast, great DPS, and a self buff. One you don't want to face in battles, which I would agree. If you can't take her out, you can't get her out quick enough. She can definitely be a problem. Rey is quite good. This is Castapella. Says Rey is quite good with a decent base attack, access to foresight, and sometimes a self buff if running with another buffer for a potent striker character. So the downside is she's pretty squishy without that foresight buff, which is removed by taunt, and she can get pop before doing much. Also, she doesn't have any utility beyond the self buffing, so she offers limited dynamic play opportunities. Finally, the farming to get her is hard, so be prepared to build off her of a lucky chromium pull or buckle down for a long farm. The problem with the long farm is that her overall utility as a character might go down due to the meta shifts or a direct nerf, hopefully not a nerf, especially after the 6-week farm or just the 4-star, 4 months for 6-star. So you can see some people have a good point there, is that it does take a long time to open her up, to get her to full star. And then once you have her in there, I mean, she could be a hit or miss. So she is rated, obviously, in the top 10. Would she be somebody that I would focus on? Me, not personally. I wouldn't focus, or I haven't, as you can see, I haven't been focusing on Rey. And I'm going to continue not to do that. What I've been doing with Rey is I've just been doing her hard mode matches to grab a couple every day. Do 3 of those. If I get a couple shards, that's great. As you can see, I am able to promote her now. I haven't done so, and I don't really plan to in the future based on what I'm currently running. I'm going more for speed, which seems to be the current meta, is all about speed. So Rey overall, for my rating, I probably wouldn't rate her in the top 10 just because of how long it's going to take to get her. I think there's a lot of other characters you could focus on. If all characters were ranked star 7, and you're going to compare that way, yeah, I could probably see her being in the top 10 currently in the meta that we have now anyways. I think there's other characters that I would definitely focus on trying to get ahead of her. And if you're going to focus on trying to get her, it's going to cost you a lot because you're going to have to keep refilling that energy to try to get her. But try a little bit every day, nothing wrong with that. My rating on her, I'm going to give her a 7 just because I don't think she's really worth the time right now with the availability of other characters. Especially if you're trying to progress through light side and dark side battles as me, you're not completely maxed out yet at level 70. There's other characters that we need to focus on getting to get through those. So that's my my overall assessment on Rey. She is rated as top 10 on Star Wars Galaxy Cantina. Galaxy Heroes Cantina. I would rate her, again, like I said, as a 7. But hey, you know what? Put some comments in there. Let me see what you guys think about her. Discuss. Let me know what you thought about the video, and if you'd like to see any other guides or have any questions, I'd be happy to do so. If you could, please subscribe to the channel, show your support. You can follow me on Twitter at LordSkunk1. Also, feel free to share this with any of your friends. I really appreciate it, guys, and have a great one.